Hello and welcome back. I'm Lygo. This is My Life in Football Manager episode 32, and coming up we've got the season review and the summer transfers. But before we get into those, if you enjoy the episode, leave a thumbs up down below, and if you want Football Manager content every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's get into this season review. So the new arrivals, Trey Coyle was signing of the season, and look at that, 38 appearances, 4 from the bench, 10 goals, 13 assists, 7.31 average rating. Very good season from him. James Umar, our €2,000 signing. More or less ever present, 41 games played, chipping in with 9 goal assists as well. Then we've got Mark McGuinness, another 40-game season player. Taylor Perry, another strong addition to the squad. And let's have a look further down. We've got Roger Anderson, played plenty of games. €10,000. Don't know if I'd call him a flop, but wasn't what we were hoping for. Teddy Sharman-Lowe, as you can see, the board are disappointed. We spent €2 million on him, and he has been a disappointment. So he's one to keep an eye on over the summer. I think we'll keep him because of how much we've paid for him, but we really need to see some progression from him. Moving on to the season results. The board are very happy. They've given us an A+. They were expecting us to aim for the playoffs. We've achieved that and also gained promotion. And we're only half filling our home attendance, so still plenty of room. That's huge for League One levels, but I'd expect to see that rise. And as you can see, the league table finished looking like that. We were 10 points off the pace, but we did manage to get the all-important promotion. And just looking up and down the competition results, you can see we started strongly, and then we faded away for whatever reason, but managed to just claw it back in the end, getting promotion via the playoffs. Moments to remember, a 5-1 demolition of Luton was the biggest win. The match to remember seems to be a 3-1 away win against Blackpool. And goal of the season came in the demolition of Luton. Still nowhere to see that from this screen. Club reputation stays the same as national. All the annual revenue is going in the right direction, and I'd expect to see that rise next year, which should do going into the Championship. Then we've managed to sell just under $2 million in merchandise, 18,500 shirts sold, with George Nunn being the leading shirt seller. Then the team of the season looks like this. We've got Maxwell in goal, Minoga, Umar, McGuinness and Bradford at the back, Perry and Anderson in midfield, Osborne, Chisler and Coyle are the attacking midfielders, with George Nunn leading the line, which for the most part I'd agree with. The only question there would be Anderson, but other than Perry there wasn't a standout midfielder, so yeah, maybe give it to Anderson. So moving on to the accolades, and nothing for me this season. Fans Player of the Season, Mackenzie Osborne, who was also Young Player of the Season, as we saw Trey Coyle signing of the season and Mackenzie Osborne grabbing goal of the season. George Nunn was the top goal scorer with 21 goals, and Haji Minoga chipping in with 12 assists from right back for the most assists, so he's had a very good campaign. The most player of the match awards and highest average rating again going to Mackenzie Osborne, so it'd be interesting to see if we can hold on to him throughout the summer. And history in the making, no real history to be made for Sunderland this year. So that wraps up the season review and the analyst report. As you can see, we had a quiet and very leaky defence, which is worrying, and an aggressive wasteful attack, so problems at both ends of the pitch. And if we have a look at the expected points, you can see that we were expected to finish first, should have got the most points, whereas we got 6 less points than we were expected to, finishing way down in 5th, so a bit of a problem developing there, and we'll address that over the summer. Club vision and expectations meeting, so board are looking for us to try and remain in the Championship and just continue doing that for the next couple of years, while playing attacking football as well. But it's only favoured. I've got no objections against that, so we'll confirm that. Squad dynamics looks like this. We've got Ben Close is the only team leader. He's very much going to be either moved on or a bit part player next year, and we're looking for one of these players then to step up if they're still at the club. Our new season team report looks like that. We won't worry too much about that now. Squad has gone on break till the 22nd of June, so we've got about 3 weeks just over, and we'll send them on a training camp to Scotland. We'll venture out a little bit, and as you can see, I've got some trials coming in. Got players that are being released by clubs, so we'll see which ones of these are any good. So it's 31st of May now. I'll get the transfer business done and then I'll come back to you. So I've made it all the way through to the start of the new season, the 1st of August, and it's been a busy but rather disappointing transfer window, to be honest. If I go back to last season, and we'll pick up the ones that happened before the tick over, and we'll start with the outs. Curtis East was a reserve keeper. Ethan Chisler we let go for 300,000, and I was unsure about doing this at first because, as you can see, he played 36 games, 14 goals, 8 assists, and had a very good season. But at the same time, he is, 26 years old. He's at his peak. As you can see there, he's not going to get much better. I don't think he's going to make the step up. And I know this is a scout recommendation now, but it was last done by the assistant, Nuno Gomez, and he's a good League One player. So it was time to move him on. We've made a profit on him, but I think we have replaced him, and we'll get to that shortly. The ins that we've got: Neil Burnett, Ray Beath, Glyn Chisholm and Steve Robinson, all youth players. I won't go through them, but Ben Morgan is our new left back. It was an area that wasn't weak, but we could definitely strengthen. He's coming from Crusaders for 350,000. As you can see, 3.5-star player, potential to be 5-star. Go to the reports. He's currently operating at a championship level with potential to be a Premier League player. Very attacking fullback, which is what I'm looking for on that left-hand side, somebody that can overlap an inside forward. And at 350,000, he's an absolute steal. I'm very happy with him. And then if we just move this on to the new season, the outs, we've got Chris Thorne, which we lost to Hoffenheim, we already knew about. Got a bunch of players going out on loan. Ryan Clark we managed to sell for €150,000 to Barnsley. Harvey Nibbs was unhappy with us strengthening the squad, so he moved on to Preston. 225,000. Bunch more loans going out there, and the part exchange we got for Brandon Cooper from Reading Birmingham, which I'll go through now. First up, we've got Henry Lawrence, who's coming for 4 million. Very versatile player, can play anywhere apart from a centre forward. Most likely going to be playing as a right fullback for us. Could also possibly play as the box-to-box midfielder or even ball-winning midfielder should we need him. But €4 million for a player that's 3.5-star ability, 4.5-star potential, is a good player for most championship teams, leading or potential to be a leading championship player as well. I think he's good business. Then we've got Miles Harris that's come in, an attacking midfielder, is going to play through the middle. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential, decent player for championship sides already. He's coming from rivals Newcastle, where he was released by them. Then we've got 2 more bargains, I think. First one is Jerrod Hanlon. We've picked him up from Dundalk for 100,000. He's going to be our advanced forward. As you can see, very good finisher, 16 finishing, 15 composure, reasonably pacey. The only downside is he's 5'9", not very good in the air, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. And he's already scoring, he's got 6 goals in 4 appearances at the under-21 internationals. If we come to his history for Dundalk, yes, it's not as good a quality as a league, but this is a player that scored 39 goals in 93 appearances, also chipping in with 25 assists and averaging a 7.34 over his career. So I don't think anything to be sniffed at all there. Then the other player was Sion Spence, 25-year-old Welsh, former under-21 international. Attacking midfielder, can also play a little bit deeper if needs be. Picked up from Swansea, another 3-star current ability player that's good for most League One sides. He's had a bit of a downgrade, but potential to be a good championship player. But if nothing, at least replaces Ethan Chisler for 220,000, so an 80 grand profit on a player that I think's better. Then we've got Tinsley and Dalrymple, 2 young players there. Jack Taylor we've picked up from, I think it was Peterborough. It was Portsmouth, former Peterborough player, and the evidence is there. He's an established championship player, so we've brought him in. He's going to be a box-to-box midfielder for us. Ilya is another young player. And remember I was saying we were undecided on the goalkeeping situation? Well, Wally Yonk has become available. 19-year-old South African international, currently 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. Technically a very good goalkeeper. He's a perfectionist. He's coming from Sundowns for nothing, which is a steal for this calibre of player. Already made 47 starts, and if we go to his report, he's operating at championship level and could improve significantly, most likely to being a Premier Division keeper. And then the final one we've brought in is Odin Bailey, an attacking player that can play anywhere across the front 4 really. Maybe a little bit expensive, 26-year-old, 8 million plus Brandon Cooper. Another player that's come from Birmingham, but he chipped in with 11 goals last year, played the full season, an established championship player, and also getting double figures in all of his championship appearances for Birmingham. So hopefully he can do the same for us. And that leaves the squad now looking like this if I go to the team report and the squad depth. And looking at the midfield and the attack, we've got strength in depth. Yes, Henry Lawrence is there a lot, but we've got Jack Taylor, Anderson, Perry, all in that middle of midfield. Then looking across the attacking midfielders, Perry can play through the middle. We've got Odin Bailey, we've got Pert Harris, Sion Spence, Jack Taylor again. George Nunn can play out wide or through the middle. We've got Malcolm and Trey Coyle still at the club. Mackenzie Osborne on the right hand side, still going to get plenty of game time and improve. And then striking options, maybe it's a little bit naive in going with Jerrod Hanlon as our main striker, especially based on the fact that we let George Nunn go last year and we saw what happened without a proven goal scorer up front. But I think we've got the ability going forward to be challenging, and then I think we've improved the defence significantly to make sure that we're competitive in games to avoid relegation. We've got Morgan and Lawrence, two good fullback options, already building on what we had here, Bradford and Minoga. Through the middle we've got Umar and Mark McGuinness. Ugo Shukru's improving all the time. If I can get one more star centre back, I'd be very happy with that. And then obviously the goalkeeping situation has been improved immensely by Wally Yonk coming in. So that's how things are looking. We'll wrap this one up here ahead of kicking off the championship season in the next episode against Crewe. If you have enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe to see more Football Manager content on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.